and the host. And of course, thank you to the University, Nelson Mandela University, and the University of Johannesburg, ASSWA, ASSWA, and IASSW. They're the coordinators and the organizers, and the one who did all the work is Johanna and Lena, especially. So thank you for that. We are hoping for a lovely day of sharing knowledge and opinions and views. It's going to be a very interesting day, so I won't say a lot more. Or maybe they are unable to listen. They are unable to listen. Otherwise, I'll try to speak up. I'll take on my lecturer voice, and I'll just shortly again say welcome to all. Welcome to the people online. I hope you can hear us now. And thank you to the University of Johannesburg, Nelson Mandela University, ASASWEI, ASSWA, and IASSW. So first of all, I want to welcome the three presidents. We will start with the president from IA, Anna Maria Company. Go there. We have a mic.
Okay, so I think that this is better for the recording process. So, as the president of the International Association of Schools of Social Work, it is a great pleasure to welcome all of you, both in presence and online, at this seminar. And I would like also to thank all the organizers, as Marlene has underlined before. Just a few words about the topic we will discuss today to remind the starting point of these SDGs. Because sometimes I know that when we start to be familiar, we lose a little bit the processes. And I think that this process has been really important. At the United Nations Sustainable Development Summit in 2015, the world leaders adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which, as you all know, includes a set of 17 Sustainable Development Goals to end poverty, fight inequality and injustice, and tackle climate change by 2030. This document is a result of an important participative process. In 88 countries, groups of stakeholders with the support of the UN held conferences, workshops, face-to-face meetings on what should be incorporated in the future global development goals. So thousands of people, including leaders like practitioners, participated online and in person in global thematic consultation and world survey, available in 10 languages, inviting people to vote for priorities for the future development agenda. The process to define the goals was exhaustive, transparent, people-centered, and crowdsourced ideas from 10 million of individuals. The overall objectives were chosen, leaving no one behind, putting sustainable development at the center, integrating the social, economic, and environmental dimension of sustainability, transforming economy for jobs and inclusive growth, building peace and effective, open, and accountable institutions for all, forming new global partnership. So there is a difference between the Millennium Development Goals and these SDGs, because the SDGs go further than MDGs, addressing the root causes of poverty and the universal need for development that works for all people. It is recognized that ending poverty must go hand in hand with the strategies that build economic growth and address a range of social needs, including education, health, equality and job opportunities, while tackling climate change and working to preserve our ocean and forests. Three main differences can be synthesized in three aspects. Universality. First and foremost, these goals apply to all nations and all sectors, cities, businesses, schools, organizations, all are challenged to act. Interrelatedness, it is recognized that the goals are interconnected in a systemic way, One cannot strive to achieve just one. One must pursue them all together. And transformation. It is widely recognized that achieving these goals involves very large and fundamental changes in the way we live on Earth. Inclusion is at the core of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and is relevant to all countries and people, belongs to everyone, and the success will depend on the active implication and engagement of all actors, and of course, social workers can play a big role in this process. You know that our three international organizations have developed a global agenda. The first one, 2010-2020, the second one, 2020-2030. And Antoinette will speak about that. So I think that this is very important because in a way, our global agenda is anticipating the topic of this sustainable development goals. And I think that the social work profession can play an important role in revitalizing the term partnership to ensuring the meaningful empowerment, inclusion, and capacity building of all citizens in order to address the growing and interlinked challenges to our society. To support long-term development of communities and societies, to protect our endangered environment, and to accelerate progress towards all 17 SDGs. Target groups and individuals have to be considered not as a mere beneficiaries anymore, but rather as a change makers, equal partners in the pursuit towards a better world. And the researchers also have an important role in orienting their investigation to check the progress and the achievement in SDGs, following what is our declaration on social work research that states that social work research has to enhance well-being and advance human rights and social, economic, and environmental justice. I hope that this seminar can help to exchange experiences and develop a fruitful debate in a dialogical and cooperative way between the different parts of the world. Thank you very much.
For now, the president, sorry, I'm speaking like somebody that's the British was standing. President, wants to introduce yourself. Thank you. It's you.
Oh, I need the microphone. Well, I am still trying to connect the technology. And then from there, I'll use the microphone. I'm just greeting those who are here. Okay. Those who are online, I'll use the microphone. The hall is too small for me to use the microphone. Everyone, it is a great pleasure for me to be here. I think this is the first time I'm addressing us while I'm with us. And let me welcome all of us who are here to the continent of Africa. I was watching something last week when they were asking Americans, unfortunately not Americans, We were asking them how many, to name at least 3 countries in Africa. And they could not name any country because they thought Africa was a country. So let me hasten to indicate that, or to inform people that Africa is not a country. It's a continent of more than 53 countries, of diverse cultures, diverse backgrounds, and diverse almost everything. We are not the same. We might be the same by color, but our shades of black are also different. So that is Africa. And I want us to be reflective as we are engaging today, especially as social work educators. I want us to think about the value that we add in changing the lives of our communities. I want us to look back and ask ourselves, have we changed the social work that was brought to us a long time back? I understand that the University of Cape Town started offering social work in 1910. Botswana started offering social work very late, I think in 1986. That is when we started having our first degree class, which graduated in 1990. And currently they are the ones who are retiring. Have we changed the perception, the delivery of social work in the past decade? Or are we, or the past century, or are we still offering the social work that does not talk to our communities? When we teach from University of Johannesburg, from University of Pretoria, do we teach students who go back to the community and say they don't know how to say that concept in their own vernacular? The moment we cannot say what we have been taught or contextualize what we have been taught to our own communities, our teaching is in vain. So I want us to think about what we are teaching, how we are teaching it, and does it make impact in our communities? I want us to reflect on the research that we are doing. Is the research contextual? Does it make any difference? Does it add value in the communities that our students are serving? They say academics publish papers that nobody reads. Are we part of that? As social workers, our papers are not supposed to be indexed and put there without any use. Because the most important thing, our papers have to create interventions that are going to help our people out of poverty, that are going to help in terms of gender-based violence, that are going to help in terms of child violence. What exactly are we publishing? As we are now convening here, looking at SDGs, what does that mean? Are our researches based on those SDGs and changing people's lives? Our teaching and research should have impact on the communities that we serve. We can talk decolonization, indigenization, localization. We can write about them. But if we are not going to live them, if we are not going to transmit them into something tangible, they will remain very good papers that have been read, and 5 people will cite them, and that will be the end of it all. So this is a reflection. This should be a reflection on us as academics. Ask ourselves, what exactly are we doing? is social work for us? Because for me, social work is our daily life. Social work is within us.
What am I
And
gonna
we
do with it?
only now need to apply ourselves in terms of reaching out to our communities. Because social work is about social change. Am I teaching to make an impact so that my students can change and I change them to become better individuals? Am I promoting social cohesion within my classroom? Am I doing this to create a conducive environment for empowerment to take place? Human rights, social justice, indigenous knowledge. This is what social work is. This is what social work offers. And as academics, as educators, what exactly are we doing in terms of promoting this social work? How are we making the social work to integrate with the SDGs? Because the SDGs, when you look at them, it's like they were taken from social work. We should be running with them more than any other person because they reflect us more than any other person. Are we putting all this in our day-to-day teaching? Or are we preoccupied with publications? I want us to be able to give this capacity building conference and going back to make an impact in our teaching. I don't want us to go back and write more papers that less people are reading, but go back as papers that are going to make an impact in people's lives. This might be, there's always been my to have these organizations working towards improving the livelihoods of our people. We are different, and we need to use that diversity in terms of propelling us to become better human beings, better social workers, better educators. With these few words, I would like to welcome you to this conference. And I am hoping that you are going to enjoy the interaction, the learning, and the cohesion that this conference is going to create. For those who are online, I can see my friends there. Unfortunately, you are missing out on the windy city. We are enjoying the wind this side and sightseeing. You are going to miss that. We hope that we will meet you very soon. For those who are here, please enjoy the city. Let's be open and enjoy. You are all welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Johan. Are we good to go or? The next speaker? Bobby Masina?
To everyone sitting here as well as colleagues online. Let's see. Good morning, everyone sitting here and colleagues online. Firstly, thank you very much to the head of the department at NMU, Dr. Fiona Collier, as well as all the staff members who offered us this venue, as well as facilitated the the presentation of this conference. Before I start, please join me in celebrating the newly appointed Assistant Professor David Bila from University of Pretoria. It is a birthday today. Happy birthday, dear Jenny. Happy birthday to congratulations as well on the appointment. Wishing you luck with your NRF rating application. Thank you very much, Professor Lombard, for your leadership in developing and empowering David to where she is today. Thank you. Let me not be diverted from the agenda. On behalf of ASSWA, representing my colleagues who are sitting here with me today, Professor Vim, Assistant Professor Kembi, Annelien, Professor Annelien, and Professor Matarani. I'm not seeing him. I think he's still on the way. We have been in office for 1 year already. It's unbelievable, right? And as ASSWA, we are in support of the SDGs. We believe no one should be left behind. As we all know, South Africa, like the world, we are affected by poverty, climate change, political instability, conflict, diseases. Hence, we are in support in the achievement of the SDGs with the world. We believe as academic institutions, we have a critical role to play in assisting governments across the world, particularly in Africa and many underdeveloped countries, to achieve the sustainable development goals. As academic institutions, it is upon us, and it is imperative, and it is long overdue, that we train our students, we empower academics, we promote research, so that we can improve our practice, protect human, plant, and animal lives. Therefore, I want to assure IA, ASSWA, ASASWEI, and the rest of the academic community that we all endeavor to promote sustainable development. We are sitting here today because we have a mission to achieve. And I'm hoping through our engagements today, I welcome you all academics to engage and contribute so that we can all learn from each other. And when we go back to our various institutions, we can continue to train our students. On that note, I want to welcome you all and encourage you to make sure that the 3 days that we're here are productive. Just to give you some update on what ASSWA has been up to so far, it may be relevant to some, but not all. We have kept the ship going, we haven't sunk yet, and we don't hope to sink. We have strengthened the relations that were already established with the Council for Higher Education, South African Council for Social Service Professions, the Health and Welfare Sector, and ASSWA, who are main stakeholders in student training. We have also continued to intervene with Council on behalf of our students to facilitate easy registration and assisting them to get jobs upon graduation. Last year, we successfully facilitated a colloquium focusing on environmental justice, climate change, and the KZN fund floods. We additionally made a financial contribution to UKZN because they were providing a relief service to the communities in KZN who were immensely affected by the floods last year as a result of climate change. We continue to want to proceed with some of the activities that were initiated by our predecessors. For example, we continue with the Achievement Awards, which is for teaching and research amongst academics. We have initiated a student award as well for best student amongst the various universities. We are also starting a journal club because we believe our academics, especially young academics, should begin to engage as journal reviewers and sit on journal editorial boards. We want to continue as well to promote research. We have introduced a special interest forum where academics from various fields, various interests in research are coming together to pursue research and make sure that we can empower each other. We have since started a special interest group on climate change and environmental justice. I myself and Professor Lombard are members of the special interest group, and we continue to engage on a monthly basis to see how we can proceed to promote environmental justice. We are currently planning to have quarterly special interest group seminars, which will be facilitated by academics from the various institutions. ASSWA is currently planning our 2023 international conference. Please be on the lookout for the call for abstracts very, very shortly. ASSWA as well was represented on the Council for Higher Education, who is in the process engaging on a program review for all institutions in the country. We were a member of those discussions, and the institutional reviews will be starting shortly. And ASSWA is behind the process because we want to ensure quality in student training. Finally, as we are beginning the year, we are engaging on institutional visits. ASSWA believes that we need to support our institutions. We need to engage with our institutions. We need to know how the work environment is enabling them to do what they best know how to train students. A lot of our institutions are encountering institutional, structural, and systemic obstacles that prevent them from pursuing student training. So we want to visit institutions and engage with them and see how we can advocate for their behalf and support them in their efforts to make sure that students are properly trained. On that note, this is just a brief summary of what ASSWA has been able to achieve in the past year. Thank you very much and welcome to our conference today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just for the online speakers. Thank you for the three presidents. Thank you very much for introductions. I'll now introduce the first panel today, which is chaired by Professor Johanna. That is the African panel. Set this from different regions in Africa, please.
So much money. Sabona, Jamilan, Punjani. Very, very, very warm welcome to all of you to South Africa and for my fellow colleagues who are here. We are very, very excited about this day and of all of us getting together across Africa and across the continents. Thank you very much to Levine for hosting us and the university, Nelson Mandela University. It's a pleasure to be here in a windy city that has such beautiful beaches. And thank you to every one of you to join us. I would like to ask the panel members for today, if they don't mind coming forward in the shy, having a seat over there. Can you still not hear? I'm speaking to the mic. Is that better? Can you hear? Okay, cool. Thanks. So today is really the coming together of a very important vision of having both African scholars and scholars from the global south in one place. It was really an important mission to have different representation from various parts of Africa in particular, which feels for me like a really big moment for us because we managed to get people from the different corners of Africa. We have representation from North Africa, who's Masoud, who's going to be joining us, from Libya, who unfortunately could not be physically with us, but I see him online. So very warm welcome to you, Masoud. We're sorry you're not with us in person, just very glad you can make it online. Then we have colleagues from West Africa, East Africa, we have Horn of Africa, and of course Southern Africa, and I'll introduce each of them in a moment in person with their bios as they speak. And so this is really a very momentous occasion that we can have inter-Africa dialogue. But with that, in our second panel, we have a BRICS panel, which will allow us to also have cross South-to-South dialogue, Africa to Southern countries as well. And so this is just really important, I think, moment for us in terms of having the global south been able to dialogue around very important issues around the social development goals, where we have come and where we need to go. But I think sort of beyond the social development goals, just in terms of understanding and trying to see how we achieve them, we also need to recognize some of the criticisms of the social development goals and the extent to which they do or don't address structural issues. And how do we move beyond that to address the structural issues across the global north and south in terms of inequality, not just within countries, but between countries. And so those are kind of the structural economic system changes that also need to happen, besides the kind of in-country changes that need to happen. So I think that this creates a wonderful forum and opportunity, and we hope that both online and present participants and people who are here will engage in very robust discussions, questions, and engagement around how we address some of these issues after we've had our presentations. You've noticed on the program, we've created enough space for discussion so that there is kind of challenging of ideas, talking through ideas, and looking at how we can look at things both from a global and a local perspective. Also want to thank Dr. Yangwan for reminding us of the importance of decoloniality and indigenization, and to what extent are we using the literature and the work from the global south. And this is an opportunity to present those ideas from different parts of the African continent, India, Brazil, China, Russia, and other places that are not as prominent as often the European authors that we tend to always be referencing and using in our teaching, in our research, and so how do we diversify? So I think this is also a wonderful opportunity for that. And so without much further ado, I would like to present our first speaker. Speaker is going to be Dr. Masood. Dr. Masood is, let's just go over here, it's easier, thank you. Dr. Masood is a Libyan citizen. He's currently an academic at the Department of Social Work, Faculty of Arts, ASSWA University since 1999. He earned his BSW and MSW from Al-Fatah University, Libya. He has a PhD from Social Work and Social Policy, Flinders University of South Australia in 2011. He is also teaches both at undergraduate and postgraduate level, and his research interests are focused on human rights, social justice, social work, empowerment, inclusion, transit, immigrants, youth, armed violence, ethics and values. So Prof. Masood, we are so happy to have you with us today. We welcome you. And let's just check if we can hear you. You can unmute yourself so you can maybe say hello. Dr. Masood, can you hear us? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Floor is yours.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you today. I'm very happy for having begun with you today.
So we can't hear you. Is there a way to increase your volume?
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. That you can hear you. Welcome.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Yeah?
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay?
Please go ahead.
It's okay? Yes, I can hear you. Is it okay?
Yes, it's good.
Okay with
Thank
you?
you.
Okay, okay. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you today. I'm very happy to have been with you today. I will hope to do something to explain the situation of social work in Libya. My topic, I will be focused in the role of social work in achievement. Okay, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We can.
I'm not sure if you hear me.
Yes, you're clear.
But
Oh, the background's noisy for those online. I don't think we can do anything about this. We'll just text, tell him to go ahead.
You can continue.
Just continue, I think.
I will focus today in the role of social work in realizing sustainable development goals across of Libya, especially in Libya. Before this, I'm going to talk about some of challenges that prevent profession from achieving sustainable development goals. Okay. Explore and analyze challenges that help us to know, to explore what can social work do to achieving the goals. It's all. First step, I will talk about Libya because it's too important to be clear. I know you understand the situation in Libya. I can't see bad situation in Libya. It can be said that the countries of North Africa do not differ greatly in either political, reality, social, and cultural system, which social and cultural structure basic on the Islamic system. But they differ in economy related. That is what discussion Libya from the rest of country. Libya have entire economy basic on oil export. Other thing is important to us. Libya since 2011 is witness money structure phenomena, so to speak. That's threaten the human rights, social justice, stability, and safety of society. As armed conflict, turbulent political situation, humanities, thousands of victims, displaced people, and territories, illegal immigration, as well as we have problem and injury in daily life. Other thing on the other side, since 2017, 2016, yes. Libya has been divided into government, one in the east and other in the west. Benghazi, the second city, and Tripoli, the capital of Libya. We have two governments now in Libya. This is going to lead in master's financial economy division, which clearly reflects negative effect on Libyan situation, on Libyan institutional structure, working for Libya, for Libya in one place. Social work profession in light of the current transformation in Libya. Libya is going through creative stage. This pattern of living is rendered with contraction, explosion, marginalization, and hostility in political, economy, and social life. As agent change, it is incumbent of the professional to combat the discrimination that goes individual or people or groups to promote their human rights and dignity and striving for social justice, equality, but the local reality of practice and teaching the profession does not target any attention to them, social justice, human rights. Social work is located within the welfare state. Libyan social work are public, definite, employed within a public sector, practition within the guidelines of legislation context, and working on only macro life or macro practice. And the courses in the university and department only focus on idea of individual orientation, support people in needs, only talk about people, but not on their environment or local community. Libya adopt sustainable development goals in September 2015. But take responsibility was for this was in 2018 when committee was formed to Minister of Plan to take responsibility for this one, and they defined only 10 goals of 17 goals as follow 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 16, this and 17. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 16, 17. Only 10 goals of 17 goals. That's government choose. I make compare with this and ask my college to define which goals has a strong link to social work, and the responsibility was on this as order 4, 1, 2, 3, and 5, 11, 10, 16. The staff at Department of Social Work choose only 4 as order for the goal for 1, 2, 3, 5, 11, 10, 16. And another not choose others. Regarding social welfare, regarding social welfare service in Libya, provided by only 2 institutions, have been provided to institutions, Social Solidarity Fund and Social Security. It seems that they are connected with 2 goals, only 2 goals, 1 and 2, poverty and anger. And there are no, in this fund, there is no, we cannot find lack of indicators of sustainable development goals in interesting of government. The profession was never in a good position to contribute to address some issue. And the explanation for this are many. The profession has no idea in Libya society, no idea for social work profession. The research suffering from problem, and there has been no attempt to deal with them. And all students in their thesis and academy in their papers use only one analysis portion, quantitative portion. We use this one, no other one. This big problem to understand the challenge given SDG in Libya or North Africa achievement in light of conflict and instability. Another side, the lack of understanding of the power actors that meet the required basic inductors on this issue. This will be a positive challenge, taking sustainability development goals from perspective of social work, and the role that can play in this outline has not found an echo in academic study in North Africa or in Libya. The importance of linking them to main attention of social work education and social work practice in light of this. The challenge cannot be ignored when looking for appreciation and the role of social work. To introduce a new social work, social and economy reforms or change, such as improving the situation of poor people, was not basic in a common vision, and the context in which this practice was not activity, and therefore